All right, 5:04 on your Monday. Welcome back, Idaho Sports Talk. Bob Beeler in for Michael Forrest. Prater this week. JP in doing his thing, and we appreciate our video audience. This is our Dollar Loan Center video segment. So what's up, everybody? If you're watching on our YouTube channel or social media followers, appreciate you guys. And Bob, before we get into it, top 15 most important players on this football roster, players that you have called games for, some you can't wait to say their name, but we do have this, and we teased all weekend some big news for KTIK listeners. JP, give it to them.
Well, starting a week from today, Touchdowns for Tickets is coming back to Idaho Sports Talk with Prater in the ball game. We're going to give away 3 sets of Boise State football season tickets over the course of 3 weeks. All you have to do is listen to call in. You will play Touchdowns for Tickets, identify if a Bob Beeler call ends in a touchdown or not. If you do, you'll go into the drawing. We have anywhere from probably 10 to 12. We've never had 15 people get it right, but so your odds are better than 1 in 15 if you get qualified.
I was going to say most weeks, I think it's 10 yes, 5 no.
So
Okay.
Bob likes to try to trick you.
Yeah, we don't want to give it away. Right? You want to
We want to have it be some challenge, right?
Yes. And I like the fact that when we do this, like, the more you know about Boise State football, the better chance you have. And how many times have we done it over the years where somebody will get in, he'll call or she'll call, they'll get through, and we make the play in the first half of it, and the person will be like, oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
Avery Williams scored on that punt return. Hawaii kick return. I remember this. That's a touchdown. Or no, there wasn't a kick return in that game. No. So, I mean, your knowledge of Boise State over the years will certainly help.
And I believe, JP, the information we will give you before your chance to make the call, down and distance and yard line.
You do set them up with
certain... Or we will have that for people.
Okay. Yeah. I love it,
so
man.
Basically, you have a 50% chance to get it right, and then a better than 1 in 15 chance to win the pair of season tickets. And if you don't do it that way, we're also going to give you a chance to text in keywords throughout the day, starting with Maggie and Perloff in the morning, Bill Ryder, Jim Rome, and Rich Eisen. You just listen. All you have to do is text in the keyword when you hear it. And the more keywords you text in, the better your odds are.
All right.
So touchdown for tickets and text for tickets a week from today.
All right. Our top 15 most important players on the Boise State roster. Quick summary. Last week, starting from 15 down to 11. We had Jonah Dolmas, Cage Casey, Matt Lauder, James Ferguson Reynolds, and Amarion McCoy came in at number 11 on Friday. Here we go to number 10, and it is quarterback Malachi Nelson, the 10th most important player on this roster right now. And I could understand people saying, whoa, what are you guys doing? How is he all the way back at number 10? Bronco Nation, we need him. Mal, he's a 5-star. He's the most highest decorated high school recruit that's ever came to Boise State. No. Most important, Bob, and I think you might harp on this as well before I give you the mic. Malachi Nelson is 10 because, the importance level of Malachi Nelson, for whatever reason, wasn't able to play or didn't start next year. Boise State wouldn't be completely down Crap Creek without a paddle with Maddox Madsen as their starter. That's why Malachi comes in at number 10 for us on a list of most important. I think he's in a pretty good spot.
I agree with that. And I think Boise State, in order to go where they want to this year, has to get quarterback play. Last time that Boise State had a first-team all-conference quarterback was Brett Rippon in 18.
That was Rippon.
So the quarterbacks who started since then, Hank Bachmeier, maybe in no particular order, Jalen Henderson, Chase Cord started a couple of games, Jack Sears started one.
Air Force.
And then you've got, but he also, I thought, started the BYU game next week and then got hurt very quickly. Green, Madsen, and Tiller all started last season, and Green started before.
Wow, that's a lot of starting QBs.
Yes. So I think if Boise State wants to accomplish everything, and I think we'll say the everything is from a team perspective, going to the college football playoff, you've got to win a conference championship, and then you've got to be the most exceptional of the group of 5 championship teams. I think you need somebody to play at the first team all-conference quarterback level.
I think so too. We don't know most of the Mountain West quarterback capsules right now. Some of them we know, but you just never know anymore. Like who's good and who isn't, who's going to have a good year and who won't. Like nobody knows. I mean,
and we don't know who's Boise State's starting quarterback going to be.
Good point. No idea. Spencer Danielson did say this last week when he did talk about the quarterback situation of the blue team and the orange team. That's how they call the blues are the ones, the oranges are the twos. Here's Coach Spencer Danielson last week.
Excited to see him compete. I mean, we're going to go into summertime where Maddox is going to get the blue reps, Malachi is going to get the orange reps, and they're going to compete. And everything's going to be graded. Everything is going to be looked at, analyzed from summertime. Everything they do, runs to workouts to obviously as we work in the fall camp, and competition will be high. So at the quarterback positions, competition is going to be through the roof, as well as every other position, hopefully on offense and defense.
See right there, Bob. I don't see how we could have argued or even put Malachi Nelson 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 on this list for the most important players on this roster. Now he may end up being the key to the whole damn season, right? Malachi gets the gig, and right now I'm 52% Malachi, 48% Mad Dog for who I think starts week 1. But the question I asked you earlier, put a percentage on both Malachi and Madsen starting at least one game this year. For me, I'm at like 68% on that. I think something will happen. Both these guys will start a game. But for me, I don't know how we can put Malachi ahead of Mad Dog on the most important list when even the head football coach isn't essentially doing that right now. It's Mad Dog's gig to lose. He's in the pole position.
He's in the pole position, but I think it's going to be like, we saw, I don't want to say maybe as close as the Kentucky Derby, but I think it's going to be close because I think they're both good. I think that's a nice problem to have. Because I mean, some teams, I'll bet you right now, there would be 5 teams or more in the Mountain West that would say, we'll let Boise State flip a coin and we'll take whoever they don't pick
as our starter.
As their starter. I think half the league.
Bob games.
I think half the league would take Boise State, whoever doesn't win the job right now.
Okay,
would take it.
Yeah, I think Mad Dog would start for most Mountain West teams. I mean, he might start for Boise State.
Either one, and I'm not saying one or the other. I'm saying either guy.
What'd you love most, or what surprised you? What stood out to most? What stood out to Bob Beeler the most regarding Malachi this spring?
I think how much better he looked from the first practice or two until the spring game.
It's a great one, Bob.
And I think that if he can improve and continue to improve like he did during camp, again, he didn't know the playbook, the terminology. Every football playbook has its own language. So it's like learning Spanish. If you're speaking English, if you come from USC, they spoke Spanish down there. So you're trying to speak a different language. Yeah. So I think the ability to, if he can continue to progress the way he's progressed, at least in my eyes, that's good. But you've also got Madsen, who I thought played pretty well last year. And I thought looked pretty good. I know he didn't do any of the contact drills, but for getting injured with a knee in the month of November, I think it was the first early part of November he got hurt, to be back and see what he saw, I think it's going to be tight.
Absolutely. And I love the fact that, because I'm not a Boise State fan, I love the fact that there's not going to be politics involved. At least I don't think there will be. Like, even to the point where it's like, hey, if it's a dead heat, I want you to start Malachi because he was the cat's meow in high school, or we're paying him more, somebody is. I don't even know if it's going to be that. I almost want to say if this thing's a dead heat and Dirk Cutter is thinking, okay, 1-0, I need to beat Georgia Southern, I'm going with Mad Dog. And that's the most frustrating thing about this for me, is the fact that, a lot of the social media angst about Madsen, like if he wins, we're in major trouble. There's no way he can do this. I mean, yeah, I get it. When they were both 16, 17 years old, Malachi was way further along in the world of quarterbacking than Mad Dog was at American Fork, Utah. But fast forward right now, May 13th, 2024, Mad Dog has improved greatly, whereas Malachi hasn't had a chance to play much. Mad Dog has grown physically. Malachi hasn't. I still think he needs to put 7 to 10 pounds on. If that guy's hoping to stay durable and start 12 games this year, I don't know if Malachi yet has the physique. Here's what I would tell Bronco Nation is the good news. From what I can gather on Malachi, the dude is a gym rat. You're not going to see him at the club. You're not going to see him hanging out, doing what he is. He's not like antisocial, but he's just all about ball. And Malachi is going to learn the language. If he has to learn how to speak Spanish because he's been speaking French, he has been speaking Lincoln Riley. Now he has to learn how to speak Dirk Cutter. He's going to put the time in, and he is going to work. And I think Malachi is going to be ready to go when they start fall camp. And that's why I know he's number 10 on our list, but I think Malachi starts week 1, but I am not giving it to him. And part of me wants it to be Mad Dog. I don't know, because I like the guy and I like the relationship he has with Dirk. But right now, Malachi, number 10, most important for me. And we'll see where Mad Dog ends up on this list. But, Bob, I have very, very high expectations on Malachi. I don't want people to think I'm like, he's more of a Mad Dog guy. I'm a neither guy. I'm a Dirk Cutter guy. And I will fully trust and respect what Dirk Cutter tells me as far as who should be starting week 1.
Well, I think with you see how people got hurt. I mean, we mentioned since 18, so it'll be 19, 20, 21, 22 for the last 5 seasons. I don't think Boise State has had one of those seasons where somebody has started every game.
No way, right?
Yeah.
No way. I think you got to go way back to find
I think it's Brett.
It's Brett. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Where he started every game.
But Hank, I think, didn't Brett get hurt once too?
Who?
Brett?
Yeah, when when Cozart came in, did he officially start a game?
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Okay, maybe Brett's senior year in Jalen, that would have been Jalen's junior year when he was a backup. But did Cord start
Washington
a game?
State.
I think it was Cozart, or did Brett get hurt at Washington State, or did he?
See, Brett played another year, guys. When Brett was a junior, Cozart was here. Cozart left, and then Brett had the place to himself as a senior.
That was 18.
Yes, and that's when
I think he started every game.
And that's when Jalen Henderson was his backup, but Jalen didn't play much. His Jalen
played the next year, 19, when Hank got hurt.
Yeah, ever evolving door of quarterbacks. What percentage do you guys think that both, at some point in the year, Malachi Nelson and Maddox Madsen will each start at least one game? Show your love on the Cloverdale Plumbing text line, 208-424-9300. All right, Bob, a couple things here. Is there somebody out there that is going to manipulate an entire organization so he can hang out with his kid? I think this might be coming, Bob. We got to chew on this one a little bit. Beeler's in for Prater on Idaho Sports Talk. Head to Zamzows and apply your spring application of the lawn food. Not sure where you are on their annual lawn program, but you will love it. You should see my grass. Super duper green in just a couple of days. Nobody knows like Zamzows. JP, let's get it.
From the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Studios, this is Ticket Traffic.